Hello, my name is Katie and welcome to my video. I'm here today to do the DNF tag. I was tagged by Amrita from Amrita by the Book. I will link her channel down below. I will also attempt to find the original video and link that down below as well. I'm pretty excited that I got tagged in this. I've been wanting to film this for a while. I just never quite made time for it. But we're here now, so let's talk about my DNF habits. If you are somehow unaware, and who knows, you might be, DNF stands for did not finish. So the first question is, do you DNF? Yes. I didn't used to. I used to have a really big problem with DNFing. I felt like I was failing or something along those lines. But over the years, I've come to realize that there are so many books out there that if something isn't working for me, I can just give it up guilt-free. It's fine. Question 2 is, if you DNF a book, does it count towards your total books read for the month? I have a rule for this. My rule is that if I get past the 50% mark before I DNF it, then I will count it towards my books read for the month. My thought process there is that if I'm DNFing a book after reading more than half of it, I have enough thoughts to be able to actually review it. If I am not getting along with it to the point that I am just going to give up, there is not an ending in the world that is going to improve what I already think about the book. If I can't make it to the 50% mark, then I don't count it towards my books read for the month. Question 3, is there a difference between DNFing and just putting it down for a bit? Absolutely. I have a book currently that I wasn't feeling, so I put it down, and I'll pick it back up eventually. I have no intention of DNFing it. It's just not what I'm in the mood for right now. I think to DNF a book, you have to actually, decide. There has to be a decision made to decide that you are not finishing this book. Question 4, what popular book have you DNF'd? Oh Lord. There are a couple that immediately come to mind because I DNF'd them within the last 6 months. One is The Power by Naomi Alderman. I have it around here still somewhere, but I didn't feel like digging it out. That book, it wasn't bad. I just wasn't getting along with it. Partly because there was a weird religious cult type aspect, and that kind of bothers me in reading. So if that type of thing does not bother you in reading, you'll probably get on with the book much better than I did. The second popular book that I've DNF'd, I actually DNF'd last week, and that's The Diviners by Libba Bray. Yikes. I've heard so many people talk about how much they love this book. And at first, I really thought that I was going to get along with it. I thought Evie O'Neill, our main character, was really funny, but then she quickly turned annoying to me. And then as it got deeper into the story and the paranormal aspects started coming out more with religious undertones, again, I got really uncomfortable and didn't want to continue reading it. I feel like I gave this a pretty fair chance. I feel like the issues I have with it are just issues that I have. It's not that there's anything wrong with the book. It just wasn't for me. Question 5, what book do you wish you had DNF'd? This one's kind of hard because typically if I want to DNF something, I just will. There are several thrillers that I think I've read all the way through, and by the time I got to the end, it was so disappointing. I wish I had just DNF'd it. I can't think of any off the top of my head, though. Series that I wish I'd DNF'd. Probably going to make an entire video on this because there are several. One of which being the Southern Reach trilogy, probably best known for the first book, which is Annihilation. But books 2 and 3 were terrible, and I should have just not finished it. Question 6, do you ever re-attempt to read a DNF? Has this ever been successful for you? I think I have. The only one I can think of right now was book 2 of the Expanse series. I'm pretty sure that I kind of DNF'd that. But again, this kind of comes back to, did I just put it down for a bit? Because I did end up going back and reading it. However, because I started over from the beginning, because it had been so long since I had attempted to read it, I'm considering that like I DNF'd it and then reattempted it. I'm guessing that there are probably some books that I attempted to read when I was like a teenager that I couldn't get through and that I then managed to as an adult. I think Little Women I tried to read as a teenager and didn't get through it, but then as an adult I really had an easy time reading it. Question 7, what do you do with books you've DNF'd? Typically I donate them to a used bookstore or a library. If it has like a really gorgeous cover, I'll keep it. And the only other time I'll keep it is if it's part of a series and I don't want to break up the series. The Red Rising series comes to mind, the very last book that I can't even remember the title right now. I don't actually know if I finished that one, but I'm not getting rid of it because I have the other 4 in the series. But otherwise, I'll just get rid of them. Question 8, do you choose more or less risky books based on your stance of DNF? I don't think it affects the books I choose, because I choose books that I truly want to read if I'm going to like spend my time and my money on them. So I don't think it really affects that. I will say if it comes to like choosing things from the library, then I've always been a little bit riskier with that because there's not any money being output. Question 9 is tag 5 book 2 buddies. Because I've seen a lot of people do this tag recently and I don't know who has and hasn't done it off the top of my head, I'm not going to tag anybody. However, if you're watching this and you want to do it, go ahead and do it. I tag you. Let me know if you do this tag after watching me do it. I'd love to go check it out. Let me know in the comments how you feel about my answers. Don't be rude. We all have our own opinions on things like this. If you like my content, subscribe. Stick around. I'd love to see you in my comments. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. Bye.